Evolution and creation theory in Islam and Christianity. A comparative analysis. The theory of evolution, developed and popularized by Charles Darwin in the 19th century, proposes that life on Earth evolved over millions of years through processes such as natural selection and genetic mutation. This scientific framework revolutionized our understanding of biological development, but it also challenged traditional religious narratives about the origin of life. Both Islam and Christianity, which have profound creation stories, respond uniquely to evolutionary theory. While some followers interpret religious texts in a way that accommodates evolutionary ideas, others view evolution as incompatible with faith. Let's explore the diverse perspectives within Islam and Christianity regarding the theory of evolution and consider the ways each tradition navigates the intersection of science and scripture. Islamic perspectives on evolution. Islam's approach to evolution is complex, with interpretations that range from literal to symbolic. This diversity arises from the various ways Muslim scholars and communities read the Quranic creation narratives, which describe the creation of humanity, particularly Adam, in several verses. Some key points to consider are: 1. Creation story in the Quran. According to the Quran, Allah created Adam from clay, breathing life into him to make him a unique being among creation. Quran 38-71-72. While some interpret this narrative as a literal, single act of divine creation, others argue that it may not exclude the possibility of evolutionary processes, especially for other forms of life. For these Muslims, the story of Adam represents the divine origin of human consciousness and moral responsibility rather than a literal beginning for all life. 2. Interpretations allowing for evolution. Many contemporary Islamic scholars and scientists, such as those associated with the Muslim school of thought on theistic evolution, view evolution as compatible with Islam. They argue that Allah's creation of life could logically include a process like evolution, as the Quran describes God as continuously creating and sustaining the universe. For these scholars, the existence of evolution only deepens their understanding of divine wisdom and order. 3. Rejection of Darwinism. However, traditionalist and conservative Muslims may oppose the theory, especially the idea that humans evolved from non-human ancestors. They often argue that the Quran's description of Adam's unique creation cannot coexist with Darwinian evolution. For this group, evolution poses challenges to the sanctity and distinctiveness of humanity as expressed in Islamic theology. Christian perspectives on evolution. Christian responses to evolution have also varied, influenced by different interpretations of the Bible and denominational beliefs. The Christian creation story, found in the book of Genesis, details God's creation of the world and humanity in 6 days, with Adam and Eve as the first humans. Key perspectives within Christianity include: 1. Young Earth creationism. This view interprets the Genesis account of creation literally, rejecting evolution entirely. Young Earth creationists believe the Earth is only thousands of years old and that all forms of life were created by God in their present forms. This perspective is common among evangelical and fundamentalist Christians, who argue that evolution contradicts the biblical account and challenges God's sovereignty. 2. Old Earth creationism. Old Earth creationists accept that the Earth is much older than a literal reading of Genesis would suggest, but still reject evolution as the mechanism for the diversity of life. They may interpret the Genesis creation days as long periods rather than 24-hour days, allowing for an ancient Earth while still viewing the creation of humanity as a separate, divine act. 3. Theistic evolution. This view, embraced by many Catholics and mainline Protestant denominations, proposes that evolution is compatible with Christian faith. Theistic evolutionists believe that God used evolution as a means of creation, guiding the process in a way that aligns with divine purpose. For these Christians, evolution is seen as a tool that demonstrates God's intelligence and creativity, rather than a force that negates the need for God's existence. Shared challenges and divergent responses. Both Islam and Christianity face challenges in reconciling traditional creation narratives with evolutionary science, yet they approach these challenges in distinct ways. A significant challenge is maintaining the uniqueness of humanity. In both religions, humans are regarded as unique creations, bearing a special relationship with God and a distinct moral responsibility. Evolution, however, suggests a continuum with other forms of life, which can be seen as undermining this uniqueness. In Islam, some scholars reconcile this by emphasizing the soul and consciousness as unique, God-given aspects that set humans apart, even if their bodies evolved over time. In Christianity, theistic evolutionists may argue that God bestowed a soul upon the first humans at a certain stage in evolution, thereby preserving the special status of humanity. Another challenge is the literal interpretation of sacred texts. In Christianity, especially among conservative Protestants, a literal reading of Genesis can make accepting evolution difficult. In Islam, there is generally more openness to metaphorical interpretations, but literalist groups still hold that the Quran directly describes the creation process. This flexibility or rigidity in interpretation plays a crucial role in determining how each religion responds to evolution. Modern dialogue and scientific engagement. The rise of scientific discourse and the involvement of Muslim and Christian scientists have encouraged new interpretations and a greater dialogue between religion and science. Many Muslims and Christians today find value in scientific explanations, seeing them as a way to understand God's creation. For instance, organizations like the BioLogos Foundation, founded by Francis Collins, a prominent Christian scientist, promote harmony between evolution and Christian faith. Similarly, some Muslim scholars argue that scientific discovery is an extension of the Quranic call to observe and understand the natural world. While both religions show diverse responses, the growth of theistic evolution models within each faith points toward a common ground, viewing scientific discovery as a means to appreciate the complexities of divine creation rather than a challenge to religious belief. Conclusion. The debate over evolution within Islam and Christianity highlights the dynamic relationship between science and faith. Both religions contain a range of interpretations, from literalist views that reject evolution to more progressive interpretations that integrate it as part of God's creative process. These perspectives showcase the richness of religious thought and its ability to adapt to new understandings of the world. While the conversation continues, it is evident that both Islam and Christianity are engaging deeply with the questions raised by evolutionary theory, seeking ways to preserve faith while embracing the knowledge that science provides.